The body of the St. Mary taxi operator who drowned while trying to cross a flooded ford on Saturday was retrieved from the Duke River in Hopewell, Highgate in the parish. The deceased has been identified as 51-year-old Ansel Suga Shea of a Richmond address. Residents reportedly fished the body from the silver Probox motor car the deceased was driving at the time of his death. The two passengers who were traveling with him at the time of the incident are still in hospital recuperating. According to reports, the taxi operator was coming from Highgate en route to John Cross Spring with two passengers on board. Upon reaching Richmond Road, which was allegedly impassable, the taxi operator decided to take an alternative route through Marlborough. It is alleged that upon reaching the Duke River ford, the driver reportedly attempted to cross but became trapped. The silver Toyota Probox he was driving was then swept away by flooded waters. The two passengers managed to escape but sustained broken bones and were taken to Another Bay Hospital for treatment. Taxi operator shot dead in Lawrence Tavern, two in custody. A taxi operator was shot and killed shortly after 7 p.m. on Saturday along Content Main Road in the Rose Hill area of Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew. He was allegedly attacked by two males who had chartered his taxi. The suspects were later apprehended by residents, beaten, and handed over to the police, according to preliminary reports. The deceased man has so far been identified as Vern. 10 Cuban nationals who reportedly illegally entered Jamaica are now being processed by the St. James Police. 7 of them were held on the Unity Hall Main Road in the parish on Saturday afternoon, and 3 others were apprehended at a prominent hotel in the parish on Sunday morning. They could be charged with illegal entry and subsequently deported if found guilty of the charge. Assistant Superintendent of Police Rajic Reed told reporters that the Cubans reached the island on boats. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency (PICA) has been called in for the processing of the Spanish-speaking group.
Roger Creed, Assistant Superintendent of Police, Zone 1 Commander. On Saturday, October 26, about 6:30 a.m., 3 small vessels with approximately 7 Cuban nationals entered the Jamaica shores. Now, these individuals were intercepted by the police along the Unity Hall Main Road and they were taken into custody. From all indications, these persons entered the space illegally. Now, a subsequent incident occurred on Sunday, October 27, about 10:43 a.m., where another vessel with 3 Cuban nationals also entered the Jamaica space, and this is at the Half Moon Hotel. Now, all 10 Cuban nationals are currently in custody at the Montego Bay Police Station, where they are being processed by both the police and our external partners, PICA and Immigration.
Who will be the country's next finance minister? That's the burning question, with just 2 days to go before Dr. Nigel Clark steps down to assume his new role at the International Monetary Fund (IMF). Dr. Clark was appointed Deputy Managing Director of the IMF in August. His appointment becomes effective this Thursday, October the 31st. Yet, the country remains in the dark about who will replace him in the critical finance portfolio.
The public and political commentators are eager for an answer to the question of who will be Jamaica's next finance minister. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has yet to announce who will be Dr. Nigel Clark's successor. Financial accountant and commentator Dennis Chung believes the Prime Minister should select someone with credibility and public confidence to be the country's next finance minister. Mr. Chung suggests that Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Andrew, Favour Williams, would be a strong candidate.
We're at a critical stage now of building back the economy. And what is most important right now, I think, particularly at this time, is someone that the people will say yes. Not just institutions, but the people also will say, yes, this is someone I have confidence in. And I think that he'll take that approach also because next year's election. I think that the most qualified person to do it out of those persons who are elected is maybe Favour Williams. And she was a junior minister before. The face that's there must be one that exudes confidence for the people. That is the most important thing. Because we need to have someone who is going to, when you get there, business people and people who are in the economy say, you know what, I feel safe about the economy.
Mr. Chung says it's also possible that Prime Minister Holness may assume the finance portfolio himself. However, he cautioned that Prime Minister Holness, who is already the Minister of Economic Growth and Job Creation, may have too many responsibilities.
It's quite likely also that the Prime Minister could, for example, take the portfolio for himself temporarily and put somebody there. The Prime Minister, I think, would do a good job. His plate is full, right? So if he takes it, it will really be from the point of view of, okay, I'm going to hold it and put someone else in, right? So that can happen. But if you're looking at someone outside of the PM who is going to just hold it and let someone operate it, then I think the most qualified person right there is Favour.
But public commentator Jermaine Barrett believes that it would be a strategic move for the Prime Minister to take over the Finance Ministry, as this could help sustain the country's economic growth trajectory.
So he can appoint, one or two state ministers who would really do the groundwork in terms of establishing what needs to be coming out of the finance ministry. Of course, in consultation with him, as necessarily has to happen, the fact that he's the prime minister. But here he would be closer associated with the state minister and the bureaucracy of the ministry. As much as the prime minister has suffered some hemorrhaging of late, he remains still quite a popular prime minister relative to other cabinet ministers. And so I think that the fact that the success of his administration hinged largely on economic management, prudent economic management. I think he needs to maintain that confidence in the minds of the Jamaican people and then use the finance ministry as a leverage towards, propelling him toward the next term.
As the country awaits the decision, all eyes are on Prime Minister Andrew Holness to see who will be chosen to lead Jamaica's financial sector through this pivotal transition.